Hi guys, so GW recently released something which is called Codex Inquisition, and I wanted to talk about a bit about this new digital release. It is a digital release by Black Library, and I think it's pretty fun, and let's talk about it. So this codex is quite specific because in this codex you can ally basically this codex with every other army, imperial army, but it's like a special form of ally. So you can have like Imperial Guard allied with, for example, Space Marines, and it's cool to ally also Inquisition. So it's a special inquisitorial ally thing. So where can we start? So the first thing is that they can ally as battle brothers, not like the Codex in Grey Knights ally of convenience. They can ally as battle brothers with almost every Imperial army and with some other stuff like Eldars, but this is not happening as battle brothers. So most interesting thing is that you can get this. And you can get this tractor here, Codex, for almost every army, every imperial force that you can have. So, you know, Psyker level 2, divination for your guys. What not to? What's bad with it? So the first thing. So this detachment has a special force organization chart, which is minimum of 1 HQ, and that's it. And what you can have there is 1 to 2 HQs and 0 to 3 elites. So it's not like a full army. It's nothing really strange, but actually you could play it on your own, probably in totally non-competitive way, but you could play it on your own because they can ally with other armies, and they can ally with themselves, which I don't think was FAQ'd, even if this book already had one update. So so this was released like a few weeks ago, but it just happens like I wanted to make a video about it right now because I think it's pretty neat expansion, even if I think it's pretty lazy one. Basically what happens is they did not add a lot of new stuff, they just extracted the stuff from the Grey Knights book, Inquisitors and the Henchman stuff, which I think is pretty neat because this is one of the best things that they have in 6th edition in Codex Grey Knights. So let's start with the basic stuff. So minimum, the absolute bare bones minimum that you the minimum, the bare bones of the army that you will add to your main force is only 25 points. Yeah, well, you can only just take one Inquisitor. Obviously it's not what you want to do, but it's only 25 points. So if you want Inquisitor or extra tractor, why not? You can also ally this. You can also make a Grey Knights Inquisitorial force and ally this to this force, adding an extra Inquisitor to it, which is kind of neat because if you're gonna take Codex to make your henchmen troops and then Ordo Xenos for Rat Grenades Inquisitor, you will, for example, want another Ordo Xenos Inquisitor just to have this another like close combat unit, yeah, because Ordo Xenos Inquisitor with red grenades, which are lowering the toughness of your enemy on the first round of assault by 1, which is pretty neat, or the pre-stroked grenades that hurt psychers and demons. Something like this is really neat to have, especially if you want to play semi-competitively. You will need like 2 of these units that can kill in close combat, because usually everyone has something to disable one of them. So that's the law of Warhammer 40k. So next thing is you can ally this with almost every possible army. So it was not FAQ'd. You can take Imperial Guard and Allied Chaos Space Marines, and on top of this, Allied Inquisition. And even if it was clarified that the Inquisitor will be not able to cast psychic powers on the Chaos Space Marines, they will be still able to be in the same army, which is, you know, kind of like a very radical Inquisitor. Warlord traits. So they have a special set of warlord traits for all the factions. So we have Ordo Xenos, Ordo Malleus, and Ordo Hereticus warlord traits, and they share only one warlord trait, which is number 3, and that's Burner of Wards. And this just gives you single shot, infinite range, S10, AP1, ordnance, barrage, large blast, orbital, kind of a thing, which is not really bad because you can get one shot, and it's orbital, so it always scatters 2d6. So if you're lucky, this trait will be not bad. So that's why it's kind of cool if you're going for Inquisition, if you will take primary Grey Knights, because then you can get this guy, Ordo Codex, to make your main force, and then add Inquisitor, which you will try to get this, either this or Orbital Relay, which is like a similar thing that lets you do some bombardment. Notes from this Grey Knights book, upgrade. Right there, yes. Which is pretty neat. So you can have, like, you know, you can still retain the Cotis, and your henchmen could be scoring troops, and everything can be really Inquisition themed and quite effective. So with let's go to psychic powers. So psychic powers are exactly the same as Grey Knight's book. Nothing changed. You get the Sanctuary, you get the Hammerhead. Well, this was for me a bit disappointment, but you know, you get what you get, yeah. So in the relics, there are a few relics like Grimoire of True Names, Grimoire of True Names, which if you are in the challenge with a demon, the demon suffers -5 to weapon skill, initiative, and leadership, and all this kind of stuff. But I did not find the relics. There are like 3 relics. I did not find the relics really useful. I don't know, maybe there's some hidden power there. Now let's go to HQs. So HQs are copy of Grey Knight's Inquisitors book. So you get the superhero, my superhero, Codex, and you get guys like Karmazov, Valyria, and they have exactly the same rules. Exactly the same rules as they have in Codex Grey Knight's book, which is a bit lazy update. So you always probably will want to go with this guy if you want to have some fun, because he's great and he's making your guys scoring. If it's just adding Inquisition to your main force, which scoring is always a good thing, especially with that. I'm gonna talk about like producing like a lot of scoring units in this book is pretty easy and cheap. And he has 2 psychic powers. He can take divination, he can take telepathy, pyromancy, well, a lot of stuff, but you know, divination and divination for your army, because Battle Brothers, yeah, let's cast it on our friends. And you get generic Inquisitor. So generic Inquisitor is toughness 3 basically, and 25 points each. Yeah, that's the basic information that you have to have about the Inquisitor. So Ordo Malleus Inquisitors can take Terminator armor with Demon Hammer and Psychic level 1, and all Inquisitors can take Psychic level 1 for 25 points, I believe, and they can take relics, and they can swap their psychic ability from this like hammerhead and stuff from this codex to divination for a single roll in divination, pyromancy, or telekinesis. Obviously, you're gonna go with divination because divination is divination, yeah. Whatever you're gonna do, divination, like the primary powers from divination, which lets you reroll fail to hits, is just gonna be a win, a massive win. What's next? So Ordo Hereticus can take power armor, psychic level 1. Ordo Xenos can take power armor, psychic level 1, and rod grenades. Rod grenades are pretty awesome, especially if you're gonna go for close combat, because if you're gonna assault enemy unit, then they're gonna suffer -1 to toughness. So suddenly Space Marines are toughness 3, and with some combos that I'm gonna talk about in a moment, you can make a pretty good effect of it. So in elites are pretty much copy of the Grey Knight's book, so you're gonna get the same stuff: Archofagallants, Death Cult Assassins, Jakiro Weaponsmiths, Psychers, Servitors, Demon Hosts, Mystics, Priests, and Warrior Acolytes. So what is interesting here is that you get Warrior Acolytes, which is 4 points for a guy. I'm just proxying usually with the Death Corps of Krieg. So 4 points for a guy with last pistol and a close combat weapon. Not bad, 4 points. But that's, well, they can get like insane amount of upgrades like flamers and stuff, but usually I don't want to upgrade them because we're gonna go to dedicated transports. So dedicated transports, we can take Razorbarks, we can take Rhinos, we can take Land Raiders and Chimeras and Valkyries. This is new. So for 112 points you can have a unit of 4 of these guys and a Valkyrie. So it's a flyer, and basically Valkyrie needs some upgrades. So you will want to add something like multiple rocket pods to it or something like this. So it's not amazing flyer, but it is a flyer, and it's 6th edition. In 6th edition you can bring for 350 points probably 3 flyers to the board, like straight away. If you are like a player that is, for example, a Space Wolf player that doesn't have any flyers, he can ally this codex and bring basically 3 flyers. Yeah, they are not amazing, as I said, but they are flyers. They can transport your troops, and that's pretty crazy. So also you can get Land Raiders and all the versions. What you can do is my favorite, it's Razorback. So Razorback, standard Razorback doesn't really stand alone, but with 3 of these guys, yeah, we can put three Warrior Acolytes inside. It really stands out because it's 12 points for the guys because they're naked, plus 45 points for this guy, plus 5 points for the upgrade, so he gets the Cybolt ammunition. I'm just gonna move it closer. So Cybolt ammunition is basically +1 to strength. So suddenly his twin-linked heavy bolter is becoming strength 6, AP 4, heavy 3, twin-linked, which is not bad. For 62 points, also with a scoring unit inside, I'd say that's pretty good. So what's next? Basically you can take monkeys, Jakiro Weaponsmiths. Monkeys are cool. It's a last cannon, basically like an Imperial version of Obliterator that can fire last cannon every turn, and that's always a nice perk, firing last cannon. Also they have like an augment ability, so if you will take monkeys, they roll on a chart at the start of the game, and you can get like a 5+ invul for the unit, plus 12-inch range, rending and stuff like this. which is pretty neat, especially if you will take like 2 monkeys, 3 servitors for a unit, and this guy, and that's gonna be the Inquisitor guy, and they're gonna get stuff like rending, and the servitors will have heavy bolters. That's 30 points. So this is 35 points each. Yeah, you get 2 of them for 70 points. You get this guy for 100. That's 170 points, and you get 3 servitors for 30 points. That's 200 points, which gives you 3 heavy bolters, 2 last cannons, and an HQ for divination for them. That's pretty good support, long range support, especially if they're gonna roll rending. Basically, rending heavy bolters. Why not? With divinations, you reroll fail to hit, so ballistic skill 3 is not so bad. Why not more servitors? Because you can take like up to, I think, 12, 6 or 12, but up to 3 can be upgraded. So it is a bit trade-off. You can also make this unit cheaper by just taking a regular Inquisitor, and because of the mindlock rule on the servitors, you will want to have an Inquisitor inside of it. What else? You can make it cheaper, yeah. So you can make it like around 50 points for the basic Inquisitor plus the monkeys plus the servitors. That can be like something around 160 points for a unit, for a long range support, which is I would say okay, especially against stuff like orcs, stuff like mass armies, or you know, this gives you like a lot of possibilities. Definitely, from my experience, like putting into a unit more than 3 of this guy is a waste, because there are 35 points. It's cheap, but it's not super cheap. So what's next? I said about Rhinos, Razorbacks, Valkyries, Land Raiders. So Land Raiders. So if you're gonna go for a close combat related build, which I'm gonna talk about in a moment, Land Raiders are your probably you're gonna choose Land Raiders as the way to deliver the force, because they're assault vehicles. So let's go to the final thoughts and what I really think about this. So first of all, I think it's a bit lazy update, and we did not get like a lot of new stuff, but at the same time we got a lot of new updates in terms of ally chart and how we can ally with our forces. So here's it. So you can build this detachment as like a long range support with some flyers, which gives you maneuverability for your army. If you're gonna add 1 Valkyrie with some guys inside of it, usually warrior acolytes that you just don't care about, but they are scoring units. With this guy, Codex, it's definitely my favorite guy. So scoring units, yes, scoring units are always good. And it's a flyer, so it can do some damage, and it's annoying for your opponent. Yeah, if you're gonna lose it, let's face it, 112 points, it's not amazing loss, and it's 12, 12, 10. So it's 12 front, 12 side, 10 at the rear. So it's not really hard to get rid of it. Well, it's not really hard to. It's quite hard to get rid of it. Yeah. Well, I don't know what I'm saying. So it's gonna stay, at least for a moment, unless you're really unlucky. But you know, dice gods can be in favor or against dice gods, and you cannot really do a lot against this. You can get Cybucks. So Razorbacks with Cybolt ammunitions. So this is 62 points. Gives you scoring unit, gives you strength 6, AP 4, ballistic skill 4, twin-linked heavy bolter, always good. Some maneuverability, some other stuff. And basically, you can also get chimeras. Chimeras are okay. I like chimeras. I have some like chimera that I started to paint. Obviously, just airbrushed a bit here and there. Yeah, I was testing my Sons of Horus colors here. Yeah, sorry. So you can get your chimera, and yeah, this chimera can have 2 heavy bolters. Well, before this release, my favorite set of chimera was heavy flamer in the hull and multi-laser, and it's still gonna be it. You can take now cyborg ammunition for them and 2 heavy bolters, but if you're gonna move more than like nothing, then you will have to choose which of them fires with full ballistic skill, and it's ballistic skill 3, not 4. So essentially you get 1 snap firing heavy bolter, which is like almost like multi-laser, and you get one heavy bolter that's gonna be shooting at normal stuff, unless you're not gonna move. And if you're not moving with your force, then in my opinion you're giving a tactical advantage to your enemy, because he knows that you're not gonna move. Obviously it's a lot of shots, so against stuff like orcs, maybe Eldar, it's pretty good. But I was not as excited about it as other people. I think cyborgs are still the way to go. Other stuff, you can make like a really good close combat unit. The only problem that it has is that there's not a lot in this codex that will let you build a delivery mechanism for it. So you can have Death Cult Assassins, which obviously have 2 power weapons, so you can choose to have a sword and an axe, or 2 swords, but sword and an axe would be like probably the best way to do it, because you get AP3 high initiative hit and AP2 hit at initiative 1. And they have 5+ invul. You get mainstream priests, which can give you a hymn, and this hymns can let you reroll failed invul saves in close combat, and that's really good. Obviously were acolytes to add some wounds, and maybe arcoflagellants to add some extra attacks. What is also the stuff that I didn't mention is, I don't have them here, it's Psychers. Psychers are 10 points worth, and they form a psychic barrage. So it's large blast, 36-inch range, psychic power, with strength and AP depending on how many guys you have in the unit. And this is really nice because it's assault. So you can move and do it. You can add them to your units to get this extra large blast, and it's always nice. So the minimum I think is 4 or 5 guys, and that gives you AP3 hit. AP3 hits with large blasts are pretty nice, because if somebody will leave these marines out there, or any other mechs, then you're gonna hit them turn 1 and they will die. Obviously you can add them to your units, and it's assault. It's not like Imperial Guard Codex thing, which was heavy, and that was just preventing. It was worse, and it was preventing them from moving, which was even worse, and they were unable to do it from the Chimera. And still, because it was not updated, the Codex Imperial Guard was not updated. Here in this codex, they can do it. They can move and they can do it. So they can be inside of the units. They can be inside of your assault unit, close combat unit, and before launching the assault, or in some bad position because you had some problems, or your Land Rider was destroyed, you can launch this. Still, you can launch this psychic power. What is nice is that in this book, in Grey Knight's book, when you when you get the perils of the warps on this, then it was a problem, because it still says that the whole unit takes the perils, and with 6th edition rules it means the unit vanishes. With the Codex Inquisition rules, if they do it, it is against the character or the random guy in the unit, and this is really good, because you're not gonna lose 4, 5, 6 of these guys. You're gonna lose only one of them, which it's a bummer, but it leaves you with a whole unit operational. And obviously there are scoring with this guy, Cody's. I should name this video Cody's video. This is my paint job on him. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you're gonna like it. Some basing, some scarab. I'm not the best painter, but I think he's okay. Yeah, I really like this character. It's pretty nice. 100 points, psychic, mastery 2, and a lot of stuff. Lets you seize the initiative. So they updated the book, the new book, Codex Inquisition, with a lot of stuff, but he stayed the same. And I think for the 6th edition, he is the same. So the big bummer of this book is obviously toughness 3. So, but going back to the close combat unit, so if you're gonna take like priests, 1 or 2, probably 2, because taking 1 is just like being prone on being killed. Obviously Deathcult Assassins, some Warrior Acolytes, maybe with Flamers, just for this extra duck at start, and some extra wounds, and obviously maybe 1 or 2 Arcoflagellants. That gives you the unit, and obviously Ordo, Xenos, Inquisitor with Blood Grenades. This is the core. This is the core of the unit. So you hit the unit with your power weapons, and they are toughness. They are toughness -1, so they go to toughness 3 or to toughness 2 even, if they are like Imperial Guard or Tau, and you're just gonna annihilate them. And this first round of combat is quite important. So, and the priest that gives you the hymn, which lets you reroll faith, armor, and invul saves, which basically saves the unit. And with this setup, you can relaunch the assault against, for example, Space Marines. The problem is that there's no delivery mechanism. So here we have all the versions of Land Raiders, and you would have to take Land Raider for this, probably Crusader, and with Cybolt ammunition, which gives you assault cannon with strength 7, AP 4, twin linked, and Hurricane bolters with strength 5, which is amazing, but it's 250 points. So you're gonna spend on this unit probably 200 points. For the HQ, probably something around 75, and 250 points for the Crusader. That's gonna be like 600 points for one unit, and that's why I think that close combat build, it's not really feasible, especially for the games below 750k, 750 points. So what I would suggest is taking Cody's, so you get support for your unit with divination, and taking 1 or 2 Cyborgs with 3 guys inside of it, just to have this really cheap scoring units and some gun platform. And obviously taking 1 or 2 monkeys with some servitors, with some other guys, so you will be able to have some long range support. And this maybe is not breaking the codex, but it gives you a solid long range support and extra scoring units. And if you're gonna do it, you can keep it around 3, maybe 400 points with extra scoring units, maybe 2 Cyborgs, or 1 Cyborg and a Valkyrie, some guys inside of it, maybe some close combat guys in the second one, maybe a monkey or 2, some servitors, and for example a unit of one unit of psychers. This is all really good because you can have this long range support, some blasts, some other stuff. Another Inquisitor that can get the orbital relay thing that can give you one blast, one extra blast, one use only during the game, and this can be all done within like 4 up to 500 points with a really solid support to your unit, like for example space wolves. The second thing is that you can go with the Codex Grey Knights. Codex Grey Knights, and you can build your main force out of it and ally this codex to get additional Inquisitors and even more guys, and obviously Valkyries to have some extra transport. But this is a topic for a different video. I think I covered everything, and I think it's worth looking at. Even if I think that the whole codex is a lazy update, I still think it's a good release. It's a solid release. I'm looking forward for the new releases because just today they started the Advent event where they are releasing every day new digital release. I'm looking forward for this. I already got one and I'm probably gonna make a video with it. Thank you guys and see you soon.